And welcome everybody to the Just Call It podcast. I hope everyone's having a good day, chilling and relaxing and doing everything that they should. Today is March 20th. You know, it's Monday. People have the Monday blues. People feeling like shit, not feeling that great. I'm with you. You know, it's all good. I got you guys. Just hang in there today. You're going to get through the week. The weekend's coming. March is almost over. You're going to get to April. You're going to feel better in April because there's still nothing much to do in April, but you know what? You're going to get through it. It might be your fucking birthday. It might be your mom's birthday. It might be your best friend's birthday. Who knows? It might be something for you to get out. So plan on doing something for yourself because the world is coming to a weird end, man. It's coming to a weird, like fucking like a things all of a sudden coming into fruition. You know, just recently today, what happened was China, mr.xi. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't really care how that's pronounced. And Putin met today. Take off my eyes because there's like a take off my eyes. Oh my god. Seriously, like taking off my eyes because I can't see anything. It's brisk, baby. Not sponsored. So you basically have Putin meeting up with each other with whoever that guy is, Mr. Z, Mr. X. Let's just call him Mr. X. You know, he's meeting up with Putin, and I guess China is coming up with some type of like 12-point plan or some shit. They came up, they met up in his Putin's living room because obviously they're like grandma seats where they sat at. Um, and they obviously had interpreters that I don't even know how they would interpret. So one guy knows Chinese, okay? He's listening to the Chinese guy. And then is he saying to the other guy in Russian? Because there's two interpreters in the room with Putin and Mr. X. You got to understand, like, these are like the two biggest fucking countries in Europe, you know, that they're fucking huge. You know, China's huge and Russia's even bigger. So, hey, man, this is why they feel so dear friendly because that's what they kept referring to each other as dear friends. They're dear friends for some reason. So all of a sudden, you get this guy who is coming up to Putin and says, "Hey, man, I got this plan. I think this plan's going to be great. We're going to be able to go into Ukraine. I'm gonna be your guy. I'm gonna be your 1-2, dude. I'm gonna be the dude that just let me go in there. Just let me go in there and just speak for you to the guy in Ukraine because you don't want to get killed. I'll get killed for you. Why would they want to kill me? I look nothing like you, right?" Mr. X is like a foot taller than Putin, even though Putin's a black belt in judo. He probably could take Mr. X, but Mr. X looks like he can take a couple judo flips. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so he's going to be supposedly some peace seeker, and he's going to talk to the president of Ukraine, Mr. Zakowski. I don't know what his name is. We'll call him Mr. Z. And he is going to supposedly go over there and he wrote this rhetoric up to Putin to basically kind of like conform with Putin's idea of blaming America for instigating on his shit and then acting like a victim and say, "Hey, man, just leave me alone. You're kind of bullying me over here. I'm trying to dominate. Just let me dominate. You know, just step off," right? And then you have Mr. X who's trying to go over to Z and say, "Hey, man, look, the whole reason why we're having this war is because of the United States. It's not Russia. It's the United States. So join us and we're going to become like this super East power. And you better claim East moving forward. Otherwise, it's either like, you know, it's either your blood on the paper or it's your signature. You know, that's kind of it. You know, that's basically what it is. And that's all you got. And so I don't know how you guys feel about that. Is that kind of like the plan? And not to mention, okay, this Mr. X dude from China has been busy. This guy has been going over here to Saudi Arabia. He's a unified Iran and Afghanistan just because over some resources, some oil, blaming the United States as again, saying this is why we're in this issue. Not too long ago, I just saw like this thing on YouTube about this guy screaming at George Bush at some type of like conference, I guess something he's doing a speech, and he's saying, "Hey man, why don't you say sorry to all the people that got killed in Iraq because you said that there was weapons of mass destruction there, and people, millions got killed because of you, and there was none." So it was a crazy kind of video. If you look it up, probably look up man screaming at George Bush about bombs, weapons of mass destruction. It's probably on YouTube. It's on tons of stuff, and it's kind of sad, man. It's kind of sad that you're seeing this. America right now and all the UN can't really do anything about these negotiations happening on the back door of the Middle East and the East and China and Russia and Ukraine, trying to slowly merge them into China to get them to understand, hey man, if you don't come with us, we're basically gonna like destroy you. Like we're trying to unite this powerful band of Eastern powers, and if you don't basically conform with us, like you're done. Like pretty much from what I understand, I know that all of Southeast Asia, Malaysia area, Vietnam, Laos, the triangle over there, Cambodia, Vietnam, all those places do business with everybody. They're all pirates. They're kind of lawless, but at the same time they have their generals, their kings, they have their commanders, their all those people who rule there, and they rule certain areas. It's lawless, but yet there's always somebody who's in power, right? Who powers the whole thing. Of course, those people are in bed with the closest neighbor, which is what? China and Russia, India as well. Why not? They do probably dealings with Australia delivering their drugs. They probably have some of the best heroin, which was involved with the time of the Vietnam War when the bodies were getting delivered with heroin. Also inside of the dead bodies coming from our side, Americans dying in the war, shipping over the dead bodies to go get buried in a nice burial, which they deserve. And then all of a sudden, to open up their bodies, their body bags, and to see that there's probably a freaking pound of heroin just sitting in there. And that was happening back then in the 70s. There's tons of documentation about that. There's even movies about that. So think about it, man. If certain powers, are just kind of like lawless and just doing business with everybody, they don't really care. They don't really have allegiance with anybody. They're more probably aligned with countries that allows them to do whatever they need to do. So they don't want any cops coming into their, country cops coming into their whole thing, and superpowers like America or, Europe coming and telling them what to do. So you guys think about that. Is that beyond the Ukraine war, there's also negotiations and talks talking about with China and tons of things that are happening, which is just crazy. Talking about Putin's friends, let's talk about Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump's getting arrested today or tomorrow. Who knows? He basically has a lot of money, and who knows what he's trying to do, get out of it. He's getting in it. He's basically just has so much money, he's paying everybody off. So basically, it comes to haunt him that whatever hush money he gave to Stormy Daniels, or he gave to the FBI or DEA director of the FBI or whatever, Cohen, some money as well to give to Stormy Daniels. Now he's coming up to court and basically saying that, hey man, I'm basically saying that this actually happened. And now Trump's going to go to jail now for giving a porn star hush money to be quiet. And he's turning himself in tomorrow as of March 20th. So supposedly he's going in jail March 21st. and he's declared that he wanted to have protests and stuff like that. And the Secret Service is going to be there with him as he gives his fingerprints and all his documentation, his weight, his physical, and stuff like that. That's crazy. How that starts to bite you in the ass. That whatever you were trying to do as you were campaigning as president, all of a sudden, because you're on top of the world, this porn star is going to crush you because you gave them not enough hush money or whatever the instances were between you and Cohen. It's too deep of pockets, man. You probably didn't have enough money to pay him off. You probably needed to give him more. But now that you are no longer on top of the world and facing a lot of scrutiny, and all these people are still facing scrutiny to this day, you basically ruined their lives. Cohen is a guy that walks anywhere and in any government agency will always be declared as a dude who worked with Trump and also gave money to Stormy Daniels. Come on, man. Stormy Daniels is basically extremely famous at this point. It's kind of sickening at the same time that the president, was still able to be president after that happened. And to this day, he's talking about re-electing him, repositioning himself as president again to put himself on the ballot so he can go for a second term. And I have nothing against the guy, but now he's facing time in jail. So that might not look good in being a president again. And I don't even think that qualifies you as being a president if you went to jail. I'm not sure. You can fact check me on that. Let's skip to the next topic. I'm going to be like YG and just sing the song, Fuck Trump, Fuck Trump. I don't even know how that song goes, but I think it kind of goes something like that a little bit. British Baby, not a sponsor. Now, March is coming to an end. I'm sure you guys had your festivities going on this weekend because St. Patrick's Day fell on a weekend, which was great for me. I had a great time with my wife and a couple of friends of mine, and we drank. We drank beer, not Guinness because everybody was tapped out of kegs by the time we got there at 10 o'clock, which salute to the Bay Area or exactly Oakland, California. You guys drank all the kegs by the time we got to Ben and Nick's. Damn. It was great to get out, see buddies. I've seen them in a long time. Been going to a rough patch myself, so kind of separate from each other. Or I like to bid it. I like to get my hibernation in and recalibrate my mind because stuff is tough sometimes, and you need to do some self-care. You need to take care of yourself. You need to help people who are going through that as well. Anyways, these are my recommendations for March. What is it? What's this weekend? Let's ask nobody. It's the 24th, 25th, and then 26th, I think. So anyways, my recommendation for this weekend is for you to go see Miss Pat at San Jose Improv the 24th and 25th. I was completely correct. Damn, I'm badass. And go see her. She's a great person. She was on the Joe Rogan podcast. She's an African-American comedian. She probably doesn't like that I said that. She probably wants me to refer to her as being a black comedian who is completely funny. Her podcasts are hilarious, and every time she's been on a bunch of people's podcasts, like Bert Kreischer's, Joe Rogan's, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if she's also been on Kill Tony and a bunch of other podcasts in that universe of people who know Joe Rogan. Another thing for you guys to do coming up around August 5th in Stanford is to go see Rebelution, reggae band. Completely love to jam out to some beautiful Rebelution. I've seen them live before. They're actually absolutely spectacular. I saw them with Sublime in Rome. Totally worth it, man. And I believe Rebelution is going to be with Sublime in Rome that weekend. I mean, that that day. I'm not sure. And then also April 8th, coming up a little sooner in the Oakland Arena at Oracle, is going to be Burner Boy, the African, South African or Nigerian, I believe he's Nigerian, um, rapper. He does that really sexy music that people love to dance to. They got to get vibe to and all that stuff. And that's my recommendations for what to do this weekend and future April and August, which is coming up. It's probably going to cost some money. So, whether you're rich, you can get them whenever you want, or you're poor like me or whatever, you're not making them much. You know what I'm saying? So you want to, whatever, whatever, I'm going to tell you. But whatever, right? Whatever that makes sense. So what I'm doing this weekend though is I'm trying to convince my friends to go to a casino. Yes, I love gambling. It's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. I love going to Vegas. It's probably really fun. Um, when I say I love gambling, I definitely don't love it like most people describe it. Like, you're thinking Ocean's 11, 12, and 13, freaking type of thing. No, I don't gamble like that. Like, definitely not. I think the most I've ever lost in a casino is about $300. I lost that in about 2 hours, which is, huge argument in the parking lot with the wife. But holy shit, man, was that exhilarating? The argument was even better. I'm just kidding. Bazing! Back to what I was talking about. So yeah, man, I want to go to a casino. I've been looking up the formula on how to actually calculate what to play, whether to hit or stand in blackjack for a casino, what to do. And I guess there's actually like a calculated formula out there that helps you figure out what to do in certain scenarios, whether to hit, what to do with the face card for the blackjack player and stuff like that. So I'm going to use that formula. I think you guys should look it up if you guys are ever interested in like looking at that. Like, that's pretty freaking crazy, man. That's actually figured out. And if you just want to go to the casino, play slow, play just like one, whatever the buy-in is, $5, right? Then you're gonna pay, maybe you put the $5 plus an additional $10, put 15 down, and just play the slow game. Boom. Very slow. Boom, boom. And basically just kind of memorize what it tells you to do when you see the face card of the dealer and what you have in return. And says, hey, do you hit? Do you stay? And you basically just try to memorize that, and you're basically just going to keep winning. And you can leave that night with putting down $100 and possibly playing a 3-hour game and leaving with probably $500 to $1,000. So if you enjoy gambling and just the exhilaration of just sitting back and collecting those free drinks, maybe giving the waitress or the waiter a tip, and giving the whatever the douchebag behind the freaking thing gambling the cards, the poker douche, right? The guy, right, who's dealing the cards, boom, 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 right? He's dealing the cards and everything, and you just remember that shit. Just go home, download it today. Uh, um, number graph for poker for blackjack, and you're gonna tell you it's like a whole scheme. It's like a number line. You put like your finger back in the day, like in freaking elementary school, like 2 to 4. What do you get, right? You add 2 plus 4. Like boom, 6, right? You're gonna go there, download that online. You're gonna download a blackjack game. All right, you're gonna download a blackjack game on your phone. You're gonna memorize. You're gonna grab the sheet. You're gonna print this damn thing out. You're gonna grab a sheet. You're gonna put it right on your freaking desk, and you're gonna grab your phone while at lunch. You're gonna keep playing this thing. You memorize this shit. So keep using the arithmetic and keep memorizing how to do it on the game. So if you do it on the game against the dealer on the game, you're gonna do the same thing it tells you. Okay, boom. What happens if the dealer's card is a 5 up, face up is 5 and the other one down you don't know. Boom, you look at it and you're like, oh, hit, bam, whatever. And it's going to tell you. And usually like 99% of the time is freaking right. So I think I totally recommend for people, if you want to try to remember how to gamble, how to figure out whether or not you should freaking like memorize this blackjack thing. You want to play a slow game, you want to get in there, I totally recommend it. I've been looking at it. It's freaking awesome. And yeah, man, I've been going through this weird rabbit hole of looking at Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, how he knocked these dudes out from like a fucking like sitting on his Bugatti because he was praying that some people were sitting on his Bugatti and he was gonna beat the shit out of them in Romania. It's like, what the fuck are these guys, man? Like, you want to ridicule them, but they're like 6'3" like champion kickboxers, and you're like, who the fuck are these guys, man? Just laying people out. I couldn't believe I saw that video, and it just got me so pumped. Like, what would I do if I was sitting on Tristan fucking Tate's Bugatti and both of them came up to me and I had 8 of my boys? I think I would run away with his keys. That's my fucking point. And I get it. I'm not 6'3" and I'm not a champion boxer, but I will use my jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai to fight you. And I would never sit on another person's car either. I think that's fucking totally fucking disrespectful, first of all. I don't care what person's car you have. You don't fucking sit on another man's or woman's car. Like, that's just hella disrespectful that you do that, first of all. You know, you could have a belt on, your keys could scratch. That's just rude to do that in general. So I would never even be doing that anyways. But if I was sitting there with my friends, I would definitely throw a couple elbows or try to throw like some fucking Superman punches. I'll tell you that. And I would get down, fucking get him down in the arm bar, fucking choke him out in a fucking triangle, fucking elbow, and fucking let you fucking motherfucker. I would fucking do that shit. And that's what I would do. So that's how you do it. Welcome to the motherfucking Just Carrot. Welcome to the Juice Club. Thank you for coming to the Just Call It podcast. Whoo, gotta calm down. Goose Fraba. Welcome to the Just Call It podcast and signing out from the Just Call It podcast. William Murillo. Check it out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And you can say it to your Alexa. Go ahead and hit that Just Call It podcast shit. Thank you very much for coming. It's a very wonderful day for me. Monday, signing out. I appreciate you guys. God bless.